Hi everybody, welcome back to another edition of Tiger TV. I'm your host, Spiker Helms. I'm here at Lindenwood University with Matt Meier, pitching coach, right?
Pitching coach,
yeah.
Yep.
So you just signed the papers.
Just signed the papers.
You are officially here as a coach. You were here as a player.
I was.
Now you are as a coach.
I was.
2 years of pro ball.
2 years of pro ball.
Anything else that I'm missing?
No, I mean, I'm excited to be here. The transition of kind of my previous job to where I am now, to be honest, timing was, of the essence. So, reaching out to Bletch and understanding and kind of knowing that the opportunity was available at the time, it couldn't have happened at a better time.
And this past weekend, the boys went, what did they go?
The boys went 2-1 against a very good Southern Arkansas team.
And you're heading down to Union.
Heading down to Union this weekend. We leave Friday at noon.
And with that, you're in the MIAA.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are in a powerhouse of a conference.
We
it
are.
Seems like every year, the first things I do when I go online for the spring is I always look at the Missouri Valley, and then I go straight over to the MIAA and then the GLBC, because just the conferences here in the Midwest are just unbelievable for college baseball.
They are.
And when I got into the facility today, we're at their facility. They're already talking recruiting and talking about guys that they're looking for. A guy from Wisconsin. Is there anyone else that you're kind of looking at right now?
Yeah, a lot of local guys. I mean, if you look at our roster, the majority of our guys are from Missouri. So if we can bring in the local talent, those are the guys that we want to go for. But yeah, those are the guys that we're looking for.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So one thing about Matt Meier is that he has this little project he's working on. I wouldn't say little. It's getting pretty big. Between the lines, and you're taking professional baseball players.
I am.
And asking them to do questions.
I am, yeah.
And they're answering.
They are. It's been awesome, and I've had an amazing response.
So hold on. Let's cut to a scene right now. Here's one of his pieces, Between the Lines.
What's up, guys? My name is Brady Bowen. I'm a pitcher with the St. Louis Cardinals out here in beautiful Arizona, getting ready for some spring training. First, I want to give thanks to Matt. Matt's giving me an opportunity to share a tip with you guys today. And the tip I want to share with you guys today is, no matter what you have, no matter where you come from, if you want it, go get it. You got to want it more than the guy next to you. And that's exactly what I want. I want it more than anybody else. I didn't have a throwing partner today, as you can see. I'm out here throwing in rocks. I have a little mini slope right here. I want it more than anybody else, as you guys should too. You want to get somewhere, you'll do anything to get there. Hope everyone has a good season this year.
So with this idea, Between the Lines, what was your original thought? Like, you were kind of scanning the internet, or what was the deal?
To be honest, there was a gentleman by the name of Nathan Worf who is a current AAA player with the Milwaukee Brewers. He actually just got invited to big league camp, and he would always come into the barn and he would always do the little things. And after seeing him, it's one of those things that you're kind of curious about, especially as a youth player. Like, you see a guy like that, he's wearing all the big league gear. Like, you just want to know, what steps that guy took to get to where he is at that point in his career. And so I just went up to him and I just asked him, and I think that it's something that it's good for not only the youth, but kids in middle school and high school and even to college. That grind that it takes to get to that next level and what those guys have to go through every single day. So that's when the idea popped in my head. I thought it'd be a great idea for us to not only get a little bit of exposure for those professional guys, but for the youth and the middle school and the high school kids and even the college kids to understand what those guys go through day in and day out to get to where they were to where they are now.
You don't have that foresight, like when you're like 12 years old, 13 years old, you have this thought like, oh, that'd be so cool to do it.
Exactly.
And then like high school, you're kind of like, oh, that'd be pretty sweet. And then you're like, well, how do they get there?
Exactly.
So that's a brilliant idea. What's the one thing, like, out of all the professional guys that you've done so far, what's one advice that you like just hit you like a light bulb? You're like, oh my gosh, I wish I would have known that when I was playing.
Honestly, So Tanner Murphy, catcher for the Braves, he was our last tip of the day, and one thing that he mentioned was You have to do the little things. At that point in time, when you make it to pro ball, the competition level it's relatively the same. Everyone can run fast. Everyone can hit homers. Everyone can throw the ball 90 plus. But what separates good from great is the little things. You know, mastering your pickoff move, mastering your time to the plate, mastering your off-speed pitches, your fastball location, being able to bunt, being able to move guys over, being able to execute at a high level. That is what separates good from great, and taking the time to actually focus in on those little things, because in my opinion, in baseball, there is no little things. You know, everything at that point is important, because in any situation can come up at any point in time, especially in baseball. Baseball is such a weird game. You just never know what you're going to get.
You know what's crazy is because, like, every guy, like, they're like, oh, I gotta throw 93, I gotta throw 94. Hold on, time out. If you hear a dog, they have a dog here. So if there's any dog noises going on in the background, they actually have a clubhouse dog, which is actually pretty cool.
That's awesome.
So anyways, but like every guy thinks like, hey, I gotta throw 93, 94, and they see all these Instagram guys, and they don't see the struggles. Like, they see the guy just throwing 93, just dotting a fastball down the middle of the plate, but then they don't realize, well, hey, did that guy throw 93 but hit the bullpen guy, hit the mask guy, hit the water guy that was in the background? Like that those are the things that they don't see. So as a college coach and taking between the lines, like, what is it that you're looking for as a player?
As a player, I'm looking for someone who is a bulldog, or someone that can compete and wants to develop and wants to get better. You know, those are the guys that you want to look for. I mean, with high school ball and college ball, it's a grind. You know, we understand what that is. But at the same time, you have to find that guy that wants to live, breathe, and eat baseball. Yeah. You know, those are the guys that are easy to develop. The guys that want to come in an hour before practice, before they have to be there, getting the work in on their free time. Those are the mentality guys that you want to look for. You want to have those bulldog mentality guys.
Well, because when I came in, you guys were talking recruiting. I don't want to give any trade secrets away. Yeah. But the first thing that you talked about was he's a guy that is going to be in the weight room. He's a guy that wants to take the grind. That was literally your statement when you guys were having your powwow and you were defending him. Is like, this is the guy that we want because he's the one that's going to just outwork everybody.
Exactly.
You really don't, like, obviously 99's nice if you have a Chapman or anything like that. Or you have a guy that hits tanks, but like when everything else is equal, guys, you're going after the guy that is the grind guy, the one that's just going after it constantly. So, Matt, what's your next thing for Between the Lines, and then we'll get into the Lindenwood. What's the next thing for Between the Lines?
Between the Lines, honestly, I want to continue to grow it. You know, the minor league guys are great, and I love having those guys. And I'm hoping that you know, the word kind of travels throughout the system to where we can start. We've had a couple big league guys on Between the Lines already. Brian DeLunas, who's a big league bullpen guy for the Seattle Mariners. Mike Marjama, big league catching coach. We're actually going to be featuring Lane Adams, who's an outfielder for the Atlanta Braves, and hopefully Luke Voigt will be participating as well. But no, I want to continue to get those minor league guys and eventually work up to those major league guys. It's a grind all the way through the system, and honestly, any feedback that I can give to the youth, I want to go ahead and do that.
So guys, it's a really interesting concept because it's not like a production where you have this massive camera and it's like nice, like just unbelievable graphics and design. It's literally just cell phones and dudes really making sure, trying to give back to the community and saying, hey, this is what I dealt with, this is what I'm working with, and this is where I was and this is where I am now. So it's a really interesting concept. I love it. Lindenwood, first year on the helm for the pitching staff. You pumped for the season?
I'm very excited, especially with the pitching staff that we have. I mean, the run that they made last year was unbelievable, and being a part of Lindenwood and coming to Lindenwood and graduating from Lindenwood and playing on the baseball team, watching that stuff on TV, you could feel that chemistry that those guys had in that moment. I mean, those guys were projected 11th out of 12th in their conference last year, and they ended up making a World Series run. Not only making a World Series run, but beating the number one team in the nation, Delta State, in the first round. So those guys had it, you know, and we have a young, fiery pitching staff. We have a lot of guys that are returning from the pitching staff. And I think that we're gonna do big things this year as far as going back to the World Series and hopefully going a little bit further.
Let's end it with this question. What is one thing that you're working with on the pitching staff? Like when you came in, like what is one thing that you guys are focusing on right now?
So the one thing that we're focusing on, I mean, it's a college level. We want to win ball games, and obviously time is of the essence. especially with me coming in, and I mentioned that earlier. I've been here for 24 hours now. Yeah. So my biggest thing is, being able to understand these guys and understand each philosophy and the way that they attack each hitter. Because every guy is a different game. You have a guy that throws, 92, 93, and then you have a guy that throws, 82, 83. It's just, they all have different games, and it's understanding each pitcher's game. That way, when that situation comes about, I know that, okay, this is a perfect guy for that situation, or this is a perfect guy for this situation. Is it a lefty on lefty? Is it a righty on righty? Does this guy struggle with the breaking ball? How does this guy spin it? So right now, it's kind of coming in and understanding each and every pitcher, which we have 22 pitchers. Yeah. So the meetings and stuff have been going on now, and kind of beginning to understand who I have as a pitching staff, and how I can be as a resource to those guys and help those guys develop and get to whatever level that they need to get to, their maximum potential. So that's my goal now.
Guys, that's Matt Meier. Coaches are working as hard or even harder than you right now. They're trying to find the best situation and trying to be successful on that field. So when you're searching for a school, searching for a team, searching for a coach, find that guy that's going to push you and that is studying the game constantly. Guys, my name's Spiker Helms. Thank you. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, all the social media platforms. If you want to email me about the show, spiker@rawlingstigers.com. Until next time, I will see you in the next video.